Hello everyone, welcome to the journey to the land of greenery, culture and heritage, the beautiful Bangladesh. Well, I always get a common question from most of my friends over here that where I am originally from and where is my country located. So at the very beginning, I would like to share the geographical location of my home country, Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a South Asian country which resides to the east of India on the Bay of Bengal. It is almost about 7,000 miles away from North America, which is about 15 hours of flying distance. At the right picture, I have highlighted the map of Bangladesh with red dots, which is surrounded by India from three sides, west, north and east. We have a very small portion of border with Myanmar to the southwest and the Bay of Bengal to the south. We also got lucky to get a few other well-known countries like China, Nepal, and Bhutan as our neighbor. Here is a quick history of evolution of the country. So Bangladesh was not an autonomous country from the beginning, but was a part of India before 1947 under British rule. After a long period of defeat, the Indian subcontinent achieved her independence in 1947 from British rulers. At that time, the Greater Bengal was partitioned to two countries, as India and Pakistan, based on religious majority. And as a result, Bangladesh became the part of Pakistan at that time. But except religion, there was a huge discrimination between Bangladesh and Pakistan in development, culture, language, etc. In that situation, a movement began, and within 1 year, it took a sharp turn on the issue of language. At the bottom left picture, we can see the rally in 1952 regarding the language movement. By this, Bangladesh became the only country who braved bullets to give Bangla the recognition as a state language on 21st February 1952. Honoring this sacrifice, in 1999, UNESCO declared 21st February as International Mother Language Day. By this movement, Bangladesh crossed one milestone toward independence from Pakistan. Here are some pictures of our liberation war on 1971. Almost 9 months of heroic battle of our brave freedom fighters and a supreme sacrifice of about 3 million peoples gave birth of Bangladesh as a solvent nation in 1971. Here are some pictures to give you all a rough idea about the area and economy of Bangladesh. The total area of the country is about 57,000 square miles, which is almost half of the size of Michigan. Bangladesh has pretty much flat greenery land where most of the village people cultivate crops. And in world ranking, Bangladesh is in fourth position in agricultural industry in terms of number of people involved into it. It is mainly a riverine country with almost 700 rivers and in third position for fish production and export worldwide. Among the total flat land, 10% are hill tracts where people cultivate tea, and it is in the 10th position in the world for tea production. So economically, Bangladesh is maintaining an emerging financial system for last 30 years. Now, from agricultural economy, we are moving toward industrialized economy, which has most consistent growth rate in Asia. One evolving industry in Bangladesh is RMG industry, which is in second position in world ranking after China. So if you check out the retail store, you will find most of the clothes are made in Bangladesh. So the majority part of the foreign currency come from ready-made garments, and others include shrimp, jute, leather goods, and tea. Bangladesh is a highly populated country with nearly about 166 million people, which is nearly half of total US population. Isn't it massive? Yes, it is. Ethnically, it is homogeneous. About 98% of the total population are Bengali, and the rest are indigenous group. But there is a big difference between these two groups, from food, language, culture to attire. Here you can see the national dress of Bengali women, sari, which I am also wearing today, and for men it is Punjabi pajama and lungi. For indigenous group, they have different other attires. In addition to Bengali people and indigenous group of people, recently Bangladesh Prime Minister welcomed and gave shelter to almost about 1 million Rohingya refugees in the country, which reflects the kindness and hospitality nature of the nation. Regarding modernization, I would like to share that most of the Bangladeshi people were used to live in village, but for last 30 years, there are massive urbanization taking place in the country. As a result, people are moving towards cities in search of work and education. However, still people are maintaining strong family and economic bondage with the village. Let's have a look at the notable persons of Bangladesh. At the first picture, we can see the father of the nation, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was the leader of the language movement in 1952 and the independence war in 1971. He became the first president and later Prime Minister of Bangladesh. And I am glad to share that the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, is his daughter. Another notable person of Bangladesh is Dr. Mohammad Yunus, who received the Nobel Prize for his invention of microcredit in 2006 and Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009. His microcredit idea was based on the poverty alleviation by providing poor people very small amount of loans. His idea is now following all over the world to make a social impact. Another famous person of our country is Fazlur Rahman Khan, who was an architect and structural engineer. And he is also known as Einstein of structural engineering. He was the principal designer of two tallest towers of Chicago. One is CS Tower and another one is John Hancock Center. Another notable person is Rabindranath Tagore, who was the first literature Nobel laureate in Asia and the author of national anthem of both Bangladesh and India. Last but not the least, Kazi Nazrul Islam, who is the national poet of Bangladesh and known as a rebel poet because of his influential role during the struggle of India against the British colonialism. Let's discuss the climate of the country. Bangladesh has mild tropical climate with 6 distinct seasons such as summer, monsoon, 2 variants of autumn, then winter and spring. In general, maximum summer temperature ranges between 30 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, which causes the soil erosion. April, which is the first month of Bengali calendar, is known as the warmest month in most part of the country. January, which is known as coldest month, when the average temperature for most of the country falls to 10 degrees Celsius. Heavy rainfall is the main characteristics of Bangladesh from the month of June to August. And the most interesting part is we have lots of distinct festival, food, and cultural activities throughout the year, which are evolved based on all these seasons. Here are some pictures of different festivals of Bangladesh. The first row of the picture are taken during Bengali New Year and Spring festivals, and the bottom 4 pictures were taken during big occasions of 4 different religions of Bangladesh, like Puja for Hindu believers, Eid for Muslim believers, Buddha Purnima for Buddhists, and Christmas. One thing to mention here that Bangladesh is Muslim majority country and a very few are Christian. Almost about 0.3% of total population are Christian believers. Well, here is the very important aspect of our life, which is food. At the very left, there are all our main dishes like rice, varieties of fish and meat, curries, lentils, and fries. The main ingredient which makes it distinct, which is spice. We cook all those foods using so many hot spices and it tastes delicious. At the right picture, we can see a couple of traditional cakes made with rice flour and sweets, which we usually prepare during any of our occasions. And the interesting fact that different region of Bangladesh is famous for different kind of sweets. Finally, let's take a look at a few signature places and constructions of Bangladesh. At the top left, we have Sajik Valley, which is known as the Queen of Mountains and Kingdom of Cloud. At the right, we have mangrove forest. The country Bangladesh and India together have this world's largest mangrove forest, which named as Sundarban, in English, which means beautiful jungle. It is the home of Royal Bengal tiger, which is the largest and strongest family member of the cat family. Also, it is the resident of giant crocodile, deer, monkeys, and snakes. But no worries, we have safeguards who always stay with all the adventure lovers and protect them while visit the forest. Last but not the least, the famous Bay of Bengal. Bangladesh has about 450 miles of extensive sea coast, which is recognized as the third largest sea beach in the world. It is about 75 miles long and naturally sandy. Here are the pictures of few famous constructions of Bangladesh through the ages. At the first picture, we have one of the world's largest parliament building, which was designed by famous Louis Icahn. Next, we can see a palace which was constructed in one of the old capitals of the historic region of Bengal named Sonargaon, in English, which means Golden Village. It was an administrative center of Eastern Bengal in 13th century. Then we have a mosque named 60 Dome Mosque, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is the largest mosque in Bangladesh from the Sultanate period. At the bottom left, we have Lal Bagh Fort, which is the 17th century Mughal fort complex. And finally, the official residential palace and seat of Nawab of Dhaka named Ahsan Manzil, which was constructed in the year of 1872. So I would strongly recommend, if you get chance to visit the country, don't forget to visit all these areas and constructions. You will like it. So that's all about my country. Thanks for listening patiently. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.